This is a short documentary about a program called the Sea Turtle Science and Recovery Program, which is based at the Padre Island National Seashore. For many years as a fisherman, I have always reported any sightings of turtles that I've seen stranded or coming ashore to lay eggs. Heading this program is a person called Donna Shaver. Through her research and diligence, her program has become world-renowned. In spite of this, the Kemp's Ridley turtle still remains on the critically endangered list. Even with Donna's well thought out and recognised nesting and recovery systems that she's developed, the survival rate is only 1 in 400. That's what they believe. Now, we know the turtles are coming back to this beach, which is awesome because they're doing DNA, but it takes between 12 and 16 years. They believe without her monitoring system, the survival rate could be as low or less than 1 in 2,000. In June of 2020, a review of the program was implemented. In the review, they wanted to cut funding and literally cut back on the program and leave it to the turtles to basically look after themselves. This is going to be devastating to the survival of the Kemp's Ridley. Not only is this review putting the Kemp's Ridley Sea Turtle Recovery Program at risk, it's also infringing on the access rights of the fishermen. Padre Island National Seashore was given to the people for their enjoyment when it was conceived, and consistently our access is put under threat by the National Park Service and the supervisors they implement to do their dirty work. The key is we've got to keep this turtle program going. It's successful. We need to support it so that our access is protected on that beach. It's only by them having this particular program in place, which is unique to the National Seashore, that actually allows us this continued access. So whenever you get the opportunity, support the program because it will protect your rights as a fisherman. Hey, I've got some answers for some questions that maybe are going around in your head, like when were Kemp Ridley's turtles first recorded on the Padre Island National Seashore? Answer, 1962. Why was there a need to create a secondary nesting area for the Kemp's Ridley? There was a big decrease of nesting Kemp Ridley's turtles in the early 1970s, which led to the development of the program as a secondary nesting site to safeguard against extinction in 1978. Why was the National Seashore chosen as the secondary nesting area instead of a more remote, less human activity area? It is a native nesting area and a unit of the National Park Service where the turtles and nests could be protected. Why did you choose to remove and incubate the turtle eggs rather than leave them on the beach? It was to protect the eggs from predators and also from human disturbance, and at the same time to foster a secondary nesting colony. If the eggs were left on the beach, what effect would this have on their survival rate? If left on the beach, there would be a significant reduction in the hatching success, due mainly to high tides, predators, coastal flooding, storms, etc., etc. When were the Kemp Ridley eggs first introduced to the National Seashore? From 1978 to 1988, 22,507 eggs in total were brought up from Mexico. It was about 2,000 eggs per year. Here you go, mates. We're down at the Turtle Shack down here at the 39. So the reason we're here is we're going to find out actually what happens. I know a lot of us fish the beach. We've seen the turtle patrols throughout the years going up and down the beach. Never really got an insight into what it is. And we saw the Turtle Shack over the years. Used to be a little shack just to my left, and now it's moved back after a big hurricane once. They shoved it back a bit. Now it's quite a big organisation. What's this called, Martha?
That's our corral. That's where we incubate our nests that we find south of the cabin, so south of the 35 or 39-mile marker.
Okay, and the temperature of the sand actually determines the sex, doesn't it?
Yes.
Same, and that's cool.
Yeah, so turtles have temperature-dependent sex determination. So, like you said, the temperature determines the sex of the hatchling. So if the temperatures are warmer, they produce more females, and the cooler they are, they produce more males.
Now, can you predict basically what's this year going to do? Is it males or females?
I don't know. So basically, overall, the earlier in the season they're laid, they're more males because it's cooler as they incubate, but later in the season, I would assume it's like more females since it's warmer out.
Okay, and it's the females really that we want because they're the ones that come ashore and lay the eggs, and one male can more likely look after quite a few females?
Correct, yeah. One male can mate with multiple females, so
that's not very honest of them, is it?
No, not quite. But yeah, so females, we definitely want more females just because of that. I mean, males are also important, but in order to keep the population kind of going and to have like more nests and more eggs, we want more females.
Okay, and say on a yearly basis, how is this year stacking up against other years? Has it been sort of prolific? Are we getting more of them?
This has been a great year. This is the second highest nesting year on record. So we did pretty well. I think we're in the 260s nest-wise.
Can you tell me, I know you're bringing them here, and these are eggs that are collected south of this.
Correct.
Okay. Are you able to sex the females, DNA the females, so you can tell if they've been back here before, or?
Yeah, so every time we find a female, we collect a biopsy, which is a small piece of tissue from their flippers, and then we take that back to headquarters, and then they send it to a lab to get DNA tests, or just get the genetics.
Confirmed.
Yes. So if we don't see the female, what we do is if there are any hatchlings that don't make it for whatever reason, so say there are unhatched eggs and the embryo didn't quite fully develop, we can take a piece of tissue from that embryo and they can get the genetics for that, and then they can trace it back to a female that we have seen previously.
Okay, I know Donna was very excited because this was like the first year they've actually been able to prove that they're actually coming back. Am I correct?
So yes, so they found, I think, second generation, so like the grand turtles of like the first generation that was released here like in the 80s, I believe.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
really.
that's pretty awesome.
That's really awesome. And now the survival rate is so small, we're talking like 1 in 400 is what they believe the survival rate.
Yeah, we usually go by like 1 in 1,000. I guess we give them a better chance of surviving since we do protect them here in our corral and our incubation facility up at headquarters.
Right.
So, and we definitely make sure that all the turtles that actually emerge make it into the water, so we give them a better chance of surviving meals.
Now these ones here, so you'll start seeing them crawling around inside your cage there?
Yeah, so each...
Let's kind of have a look.
Sure, kind of like their base, that's where they hang out. And every hour they come out and check each individual nest for any indication of hatching. So whether it's like little heads popping up or like a whole hatchling popping up, they check, and once they start emerging, then they just kind of wait for them to frenzy, and that's when they start excavating the nest just to look at egg contents and take out all the hatchlings so we can release them out into the water. Okay,
now do you look at them two lizards? There's albino looking almost.
Oh, they are.
Mating or having a fight.
They are albino looking.
They were very white, weren't
they?
So you'll see them start frenzying.
Right.
Now, do you carry them to the water, or do you let them do their bit, their run bit?
No. We take them out in a container, and then we drive them out a bit on the beach, just so we're away from like any light contamination, any visitors. Not for the visitors per se, but usually there's lights around the camps, and then the lights can disorient the hatchling, so we definitely don't want that. And then we put them out on the sand, and they crawl, because that first crawl is very important for them
That's
to
where
determine
they determine where they're
their
from.
location.
That's
Exactly.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Do you know what number you've actually released this year by any chance from here?
Ooh, I do not know.
Would you guess?
How many hatchlings total?
Should we say a lot?
A lot, like in the thousands, I would say.
Yeah,
That's good.
pretty good. Now, you actually see, do the coyotes and that come down here? Do you ever see tracks?
We have seen tracks. I've seen the coyotes, not in this area, but like out like in front of the beach area.
Do you think the tent and that keeps them clear?
I think so. Like there's usually always someone around here, so I think people deter them from.
I've seen a great picture of, there was a Kemp's Ridley up on one of the dunes laying his egg, and the coyote was just behind that lump looking.
Right.
Have you seen that picture?
I've seen it.
Yeah, I got it off one of Donna's papers of it.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So what's she doing?
So she's doing the corral check. So like I mentioned, we check the nest every hour for signs of hatching. So right now she is the person in charge of checking the nest. She's the person on the day shift. There's pairs of people. One of them is on night shift, one of them is on day shift, she's on day shift. So she's just checking to see for any signs of hatching. And if there are hatchlings up there, we definitely take them and release them. We definitely don't want them to just stay in there because it's really hot. And we definitely
Once they start frenzying, you got to get rid of them.
We need to let them go.
And each flag's representing a nest, basically?
Yeah, each flag represents a nest. So we had quite a few nests. We had, I believe, spots for 70 nests. We pretty much filled them all up except for that last row.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you want to come in.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Alright, so our corral is almost empty now. It was actually quite full. So we have like a grid system. So we have columns and then rows across. We filled up this, like all the columns except for the very last one over there. So we had, I would say probably like 60 spots filled, more or less.
Now I'm looking at that hole. I've seen a turtle's. It's pretty similar, isn't it?
Yes. So we dig the nest cavities similar to how a turtle would dig it. So it's kind of like an inverted light bulb shape where it's narrow at the top and then it widens out at the bottom.
Okay.
And we train our biotechs who are in charge of the corral how to dig them properly and make them resemble a nest.
It's very similar to what we saw when we.
When we've seen turtles.
See it's kind of, you have the neck of the nest and then it widens out at the bottom. Kind of
Awesome.
That's pretty cool. And then, so why the plastic thing? Do you put that over the top of it once?
Right. So after they reach a certain date, I believe it's day 40, we cover them just in case they do emerge during the day. That way it protects them from overheating. But that's kind of an additional protection.
That's this green
Yeah,
colour.
that's a green, yes.
Now, the difference being, on this beach, it's the longest undeveloped beach in the USA.
The barrier island.
It has a barrier, 3,000 years old. And like the Florida program, you've got hotels all the way along the beach, so they can easily monitor it. But here, if it wasn't for you people, we wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, it's very remote, so I think it's definitely very important that we're out here looking for the turtles that are nesting, because, you know, if we didn't protect each individual nest, there are so many things that could get to it, like coyotes, like you mentioned already,
Raccoons.
tidal inundation, raccoons, you know.
We're
you
hearing
name
of
it.
hogs on the beach now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, now they will.
Sure.
They'll get them real quick. All right, so that shows how valid this program is.
Yeah,
And, I
definitely.
mean, there's a lot of people, but it's worth it because the species was really under pressure, but you are starting to bring it back, aren't you?
Right, yes. We're definitely seeing an increase in numbers, and we're really excited about
But it's
that.
still on the critical endangered list?
Definitely. It's critically endangered. Still, there aren't, you know, as many Kemp's release as, they originally
Right.
were. So, we're working hard to get
Okay,
those numbers.
I understand
up.
you're getting greens and loggerheads on this beach as well.
Yes, so we additionally get greens and loggerheads. In fact, yesterday we got one green nest. We also protect those nests as well. However, those do go to the incubation facility at headquarters, just because we stopped putting nests in here at the beginning of June. I believe June 15th or so. Because we're also concerned about the nest well-being. We're in hurricane season, and this is when we start getting more hurricanes and tropical storms and so on. So we definitely don't want to leave these here where they're vulnerable.
Okay. And the greens are a more aggressive hatchling, apparently. Am I correct?
I wouldn't call them aggressive, but they are faster.
Or they're better prepared to get into the water, yeah?
They're faster.
Right, okay. That's cool. And are the loggerheads as fast?
Loggerheads aren't as fast as greens, but they are definitely faster than Kemp's.
I now know what to bet on. All right. Okay, well, thank you so much, Mark. Would you... 39 miles south down the National Seashore, you'll come across what's called the Turtle Shack. This is where a lot of the interns and volunteers stay during the summer when they're doing the turtle patrols up and down the beach. They come from all over the country and really enjoy the program.
So you can see through and the heat can come out and you can easily pick it up, kind of like a bowling ball.
Okay.
You put that over when the eggs get to 45 days of incubation. So you can see this is the big hatching group from the largest Arapado. That's the survival strategy for this species is predator swamping, the turtle's nest, and synchronous emergences called arapadas. And so a lot of them nest at the same time, and then a lot of them hatch at the same time with so many hatchlings on the beach that the predators can't, and in the surf, that the predators can't possibly eat them all. Ones that are further along, these are ones that are further along. They've got the claw over. These are ones where hatchlings have started to emerge from the sand.
The turtle releases are a very popular tourist attraction, bringing thousands of people a year to see it. As a local businessman, it's important to me that this is kept going. There's people travel from all over the country to come and see this. That's how important it is. And Donna's work is special, and we need to support it. As I say, if this program collapses, so will our rights to ride that beach and fish it as we do now, as it was intended. So please support this. Write to your local congressman. Let them know how important it is to you and your family and your siblings yet to come. I see the sunrise, I see the bait. The dice has been rolled, I know it's too late. Don't take it away. Don't take it away, yeah. Where once there was beauty, I'd stand in awe. The almighty dollar is closing the door. I said, don't take it away. Don't take it away, yeah. Our freedom ignored, our rights washed aside. They stand there proudly gloating with pride. Don't take it away. Don't take it away, yeah. Public land's not for people to buy or to trade. Not one grain of sand, not one green blade. Don't take it away. Don't take it away. Thanks for watching this documentary, and I hope it explains why the program is so important to us. Just to reiterate how important it is that as a user we support this program. If they defund this program and they go back to just leaving the turtles on the beach to look after themselves, they will not let us drive on that beach during nesting season. That's in the proposal, and I can assure you that will happen. So I'm asking you, if you're a user, write to your local senators, follow these links, do everything you can to keep this program operative. If you as a user want to continue to use this beautiful beach. Don't take it away. Don't take it away.